everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I'm sure that most of you noticed that the governor of the state of California, Newsom, treats California more like his own personal country than a state of the United States of America. He's more like the president of California, and somehow the Constitution seems to end once it hits California's borders. Well, thankfully, the Firearms Policy Coalition has just filed a lawsuit to change all of that, and this is going to have Newsom big mad. So if you believe that your rights don't stop once you hit that California border, hit that thumbs up and let's talk about this, because this is a big one that's going to have an effect on the entire country. Now, before we get started, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Delete Me, an amazing service that allows you to get your online privacy back. Believe it or not, there are data brokerage sites out there whose sole mission is to gather and sell your personal data. So what is Delete Me and what do they do? Delete Me is a company dedicated to protecting your privacy. Based on the information you provide to Delete Me, they will scour the internet and data brokerage sites for your personal information. Once they find your exposed personal data, they remove it. Now, I've had my Delete Me account since December, and already they've removed my personal identifying information from 42 sites. That's 42 sites no longer able to sell my info. One of the best features of Delete Me is the user dashboard that gives you all the information that you could possibly want. Who has your data, the type of data, and the status of its removal by Delete Me. So if your online data privacy is important to you, join Delete Me. Use the link down below to save 20% or use the discount code COPPERJACKET. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. So this is a case that was just filed on April 11th. It's called Hoffman v. Bonta. Now, I'm sure you guys noticed as part of the Bruin decision, the Supreme Court said that we have a constitutionally protected right to carry outside the home for our own defense. Now, that seems to apply to most states, but California, again, with its invisible border, says nope. That doesn't apply here in the state of California. Now, to help you guys understand exactly what this lawsuit's all about and what it's going to change, let me read directly from the lawsuit and the complaint itself. Now, in the introduction, it'll tell you what this lawsuit is all about, and this is another example of why I love the FPC. No BS, no compromise. This is one of the best introductions that I've read in a long time, where it says here in the introduction, in NYSRPA v. Bruin, the Supreme Court held that the law-abiding citizens of this nation have a general right to publicly carry arms for self-defense, and therefore, states cannot condition exercise of that right on the showing of an atypical need for self-defense. Now, two, it says, California, however, prevents law-abiding citizens of the United States who do not reside in California from exercising their constitutionally protected right to carry loaded, operable firearms in public. State law generally prohibits individuals from carrying firearms either openly or concealed in public, and non-residents are not eligible for a license to carry a firearm in public. Indeed, California's unconstitutionally restrictive scheme provides no path for non-residents to carry a firearm lawfully in public at all. As a result, individuals like plaintiffs Hoffman, Oren, and Sensiba, who have been issued carry licenses in their respective home states and are allowed to carry by other states that either do not require a license or which offer reciprocity based upon the licenses they hold, are barred from lawfully carrying a firearm in public for self-defense when they visit California. This ban is unconstitutional. Individuals like plaintiffs do not lose protection of their rights under the First Amendment's free speech or religion clauses when they cross state lines, nor do they lose their protection under the Fourth Amendment prohibition on unreasonable searches and seizures. They likewise do not surrender their Second Amendment rights protected when they travel outside their home state. Now, it continues on to say, we know of no other constitutional right that an individual may exercise only after demonstrating to government officers some special need and constraining operation of First and Sixth Amendments. California's prohibition on non-resident carry violates the Second and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, as well as Article 4 of the same. This court should enter a judgment that declares California's non-resident carry ban unconstitutional and enjoins defendant and all those under defendant supervision, including sheriffs, from enforcing the residency requirement for carry applications with respect to otherwise qualified individuals who are not California residents. So this lawsuit basically challenges California's ban on reciprocity from any of the other 49 states. There is no avenue to get a permit. There is no reciprocity with any other permits in the United States. anybody from any other of the 49 states that tries to go into the state of California basically loses their Second Amendment rights upon entry. The Supreme Court again said that you have a right to carry outside the home to defend yourself. Once you cross that California state line, that right seems to just simply disappear. I myself live just a few hours away from the state of California, where I still have family and friends, and if I go over that state line, I am supposedly disarmed by California's non-reciprocity. This will force California to recognize other permits and maybe even other states who do not have any type of permitting process because they're a constitutional carry state. Now, most of those states still have some type of permitting process, but not everybody has to get one because it's constitutional carry. This again would force reciprocity in the state of California, which would obviously drive them nuts up there in Sacramento because they're trying to keep their own residents from being able to carry. So reciprocity from other people from out of state, that would definitely turn some heads. Now, because this lawsuit is coming post-Bruen and the Second Amendment is clearly implicated here, and the actions that are being taken by California to stop people who are non-residents from practicing their rights once they're in their state, this should be a very easy victory. Now, if we get a victory here at the district court level, obviously California will appeal that up to the Ninth Circuit. But in a specific case like this that deals with something that is directly implicated by Bruen, which is carry, and not something else that can be, somehow interpreted in some other way like Miller or Duncan, where they can kind of play games with it down the road. This one is a clear violation of the Constitution and the Supreme Court's order in Bruen that I think we could actually have a good victory here in a shorter amount of time than we've seen in the past. I don't know how you could possibly spin this, whether at the district court level or even at the Ninth Circuit level, to make this anything other than a clear-cut violation of people's rights. And obviously they know that if somehow, this gets taken up to the Supreme Court after the Ninth Circuit, the Ninth Circuit, we know where they stand on things, but if they were to make it so that it would end up at the Supreme Court, we know exactly where the Supreme Court stands. So regardless of how long this takes, I see a clear-cut win here for everybody, not just the people in the state of California, but for the rest of the country who doesn't want to be disarmed just simply because they passed that invisible border into the country of California. So again, I wanted to let you guys know about that. This is a very big, very significant case that we're going to be paying attention to as it makes its way through. But I would love to see at least a preliminary injunction at the district court level and see what happens from there. But again, I wanted to let you know about that so you guys stay informed. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.